Stupid Garbage Podcast.
Oh, I like that.
Hello, darling.
Hello.
12:14 in the AM, dear reader.
Wow.
Yeah.
So fast on the update.
Well, sometimes you gotta do them at the top of the hour. Sometimes closer to the bottom. You know, kind of the way life is. Jess?
I don't know
Hello?
about any of that, but
No.
I support you and your endeavors.
Let's see what I got note-wise on my telephone.
I'm going to level with you. I hope
Yes.
that you have some prep, because
Because
have
Jessica
zero.
doesn't do prep.
Well, again,
Jessica's not really a preparing for the show kind of guy.
Ain't that the truths?
You gotta talk though while I'm reading.
This is good radio.
Oh, Jess.
Yeah, so, look, I don't know. I have nothing to say. I'm just hanging out. It's June 1st again. This is our second podcast of the day.
It's June 2nd.
Technically. But it's still June 1st to me. Yeah, I don't have a lot, to be honest. Please help. Please.
So I was watching, as I think I've told you, but I don't think I've told the dear readers. I was watching a show, as I often do, called What's My Line? It's a black and white show from the 50s into the 60s, wherein they have a panel of 3 or 4. I don't think they're celebrities, actually. I think they're celebrities because they're on the show. Like Alex Trebek is well known because of Jeopardy, Jessica. Hello?
Yes?
Okay. Anyway.
I'm around.
They have a group of panelists, a panel some might call them, and so Jessica,
I don't know if they heard it, but...
Your snort, everyone heard it. If I heard it, whatever. They have a panel, and they bring on, first, it's a half-hour show, they bring on someone who's just a regular-looking person, and the panel gets to look at them, and they guess yes or no questions as they go down the line, and every time they get a no answer, another $5 gets added to the contestant, the mystery contestant's pot, and if they get
they're wrong about them?
Yeah, if they say no, because
doctor.
they're trying to guess about their profession, right?
Oh.
Is it fair to assume that you work with animals? No, and then they add $5 to 10 to 15 to 20, and if they get to 50, the contestant wins, and they get to keep the $50. And sometimes they just give them the 50 anyway. And keep in mind, this was, let's say, 1960, so you could buy a fairly decent-sized house for $50. So this was pretty significant money.
$50 seems like nothing at all.
Yeah, but people just wanted to be on TV.
You're on the
and
show.
Yeah. And so a lot of them, they get to see them, and all of them, they get to see them if they're just regular folks. And it's really funny. They'll bring on some guy who raises hogs and some dude who repairs planes or something like that, and then they bring on just a normal looking woman, and she's a lady barber. That's the amazing. It's just a woman.
Well, that was interesting back then.
I know, it's just so funny to watch though, the way and every single time too, they always say, "Are you a lady?" This thing, like, "Are you a lady plumber? Are you?" And then so like a guy comes on and he's like, "Yeah, I build airplanes for the Navy," and they're like, "Oh, cool." And then the woman comes on and goes, "Yeah, I'm a lady barber." What? Like, the panel is just flabbergasted.
Look, sexism is real.
It's just it's so interesting to me to watch how amazed they are that a woman could cut hair. Wherein they meet Frank Sinatra, Paul Newman, big celebrities come on the show, and they go, "Ooh, wow." But then a woman comes in and says she packages meats, and they shit their pants on camera. So that's interesting. And then
again,
yep,
this just makes me really angry because it's just
rage. Go ahead, go off.
Well, I mean, like, literally, women were not allowed to wear pants. I didn't know that until you and I started dating.
Yeah, not only did you not know that,
not because you make me wear pants or skirts. You were saying?
Not only did you not know that, when I told you, you called me an idiot.
Yeah,
I said, yeah, no, women used to protest.
I didn't call you an idiot, I called you a liar.
You did, well, whatever. Yeah, I said, yeah, women used to protest in the streets and march, and for a lot of reasons. One of them, not the main one, the right to wear pants was not not paramount compared to being able to vote and all that. But I said, yeah, no, it was a big movement in maybe the 30s and 40s, women being allowed to wear pants, first in the workplace, then just in general. That was, your grandmother maybe not remembers it, but maybe does, but was at least young and alive when women started pushing back against back for the right to wear pants.
I need to ask her about that because it is honestly
right.
I think I did ask her and she just was so blasé about it. Like she was like, "Yeah, that used to be a thing."
Yeah,
and I was like, were you not so
called me an
fucking
asshole.
Pissed?
You called me an asshole and didn't believe me. And then
I'm sorry, that was like the craziest thing I've ever heard.
I showed you several sources, and it took you a full day to believe what I was telling you wasn't some fabrication.
It's honestly, like, it is baffling to me that would, like, who the fuck gets to tell an entire gender what they get to wear? What the... I mean, don't get me started on slavery, but goddamn. It just, like, I don't know, I think a lot of other, like, crazy bullshit that happened in history, like, we learned about, and, like, I knew that women didn't always have the right to vote, so, like, if you told me that now, I'd be like, yeah, I knew that, duh, whatever. But the pants thing, it was just,
the
like,
woman
never,
question, as it's referred to.
It was just never fucking...
Turn of the century literature.
You just cannot let me get through.
Go ahead.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Go ahead. I was saying it's baffling. I don't even know what I was saying. It's baffling that women, like, people got to... because I wasn't taught it in school, so when I heard it as an adult, it just didn't compute to me, and it was so shocking.
I would argue that you were taught it in school, and you didn't pay attention.
No. You always say that. It's very rude.
It's almost always true. Because all of these things, your brother knows.
No.
And you... Yes. And you went to the same school systems.
I don't think
the identical schools. At the same time.
I don't think my brother knows that.
I would 100% guarantee
Let's
that.
ask him because I doubt.
By all means.
Anyway. But, yeah, and, like, the fact that you're told... Like, I know, you know, insert minority here rights are always a thing, but, like, I mean, they can't get the same jobs as, you know, the majority or whatever for other reasons, but I feel like women, like, that are literally just, like, you can either be a teacher or a nurse or a secretary.
I don't know. I'm sorry. What's your point?
I'm saying, like, it's again, it's so crazy to me to think about it. Like, nowadays, like black people can't get the same jobs as white people. But it's not because white people say black people aren't allowed to be in the police force. It's like, what?
Go ahead.
I'm saying, like, that's not... But, like, with women back in the day, it was literally, like, you cannot be this thing.
Yeah, just the black people also faced that sort of...
That's true. Well, I think
they
women
were
also...
literally enslaved.
That's a good
for
point.
hundreds of years.
No, that's true. I'm not comparing the struggles of women and black people.
I don't... Well, you were, first of all. But second, you entirely were. You brought up minorities specifically to make that point.
No. I'm saying nowadays. Because I'm saying the fact that people can't get jobs... Although I guess when you think about it, nowadays women still can't get the same jobs. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Because I feel like I've
never met a woman?
It just... Because I was trying to think about, like, who... Because, like a gay person, for example, like, I feel like they're really discriminated against now in a way that women generally aren't. Like, are they not as open about it? What?
How do you mean?
I don't know. Like, if someone is, like, openly gay and, like, quote-unquote looks like a gay person or acts like a gay person or what people expect a gay person to act like, people, like, discriminate against them more.
Yeah.
Like the whole, like, trans people aren't allowed in the army. Gay people aren't allowed in the army.
Sucking nuts and fucking butts. Yes, they are.
But that was a recent thing. Like, they weren't allowed in the army. Like, Don't Ask, Don't Tell was not that long ago.
Well, one, Don't Ask, Don't Tell, that's true, it wasn't long ago, but even Don't Ask, Don't Tell was saying you can be in the army, just don't be openly gay.
I know, but that's
women
not...
in the military is also a fairly new addition to... Look, I'm going to let you make whatever point you want to make about the oppression of females being overplayed or overestimated.
The black gay females just... My God.
Lesbian ladies.
Just...
Lady lesbians.
Yeah, you know another thing? I was saying females in, like, a scientific term, but, like, I find, like, when...
Black, lesbian, Muslim. In a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Front of the line.
When men call women females, it's, like, so...
Baby girl.
Stop. It's just, it's...
When men call women with random phone numbers that they just dial until a woman picks up. It's called Romeo dialing. It's apparently a pretty big problem in India. Anyway.
You were the one that told us about that, right? My brother and I? Yeah, okay.
Told you and the reader, yeah. Told you about it just now.
The entire time, Robert was making fun of people that do that when we were working out, and none of us could get through a set of working out because Robert just kept on making jokes. Yeah,
cracking wise.
I mean, Michael thought it was funny. I don't know if it like prohibited him from working out, but
it did not prohibit him from working out. He was not prohibited.
I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Prohibited?
You often bail out on words, particularly polysyllabic words, halfway through them.
I also am like, what if I mispronounce
that movie's rated R for. I'm sorry?
What if I mispronounce the word prohibited? And so I'm just like, I'll just go really quickly.
Yeah, you can't scream over the middle of my sentence.
You can't put your sentences in the middle of sentences that I was already
Nope,
started.
that's not what happened.
Anyway, it's not how I'm going to tell it.
My own jokes thrown back at me.
Yeah, suck a dick. Anyway.
This is my life. It's really just, I'm living with a dumb version of myself.
So,
and I don't like it.
Hey.
What?
Hey.
What?
Rude.
How is it rude?
I'm not a dumb version of you.
All you do is take my jokes and then use them worse than I do.
No. I'm really funny.
Nuh-uh. You're pretty funny because you take all my really funny jokes.
No.
Well, there you go. I
You're
can't argue with that.
Heart.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I'm sorry. You're right.
About myself.
You're right. No, you're the best. Jessica, look at me. Look at me, Jess. Look at me. Look me in the eye. Jessica, look me in the eye. Look at me. Look at me. Jessica. Thanks. Hi, buddy. Hey, cutie pie. I love you. You're not dumb. You're not a dumb version of me.
I'm funny?
You're very funny.
Okay.
You're the funniest man.
Thank you. Anyway.
Anywho.
So your point was that it baffles you.
It didn't baffle me. I found it very funny. It didn't surprise me at all. It just made me laugh.
Just really into the word baffling this episode, I guess.
You get baffled,
I can't stop
you know.
saying it, yeah.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them all, and then you have the baffs of life. The facts of life.
Yep.
It's a show from...
Anyway, so your point was just that you found it funny that women do things?
Oh my god.
You found their reactions to the women funny. You know what I'm getting at.
Gotta drag you through this point. Yes. Also, I found really... So what, again, the format of the show, panel, contestant, they guess. Either they get it or they don't, whatever. That's the first half of the show. The second half is the panel then gets blindfolded and...
Blindfolded?
Yes, someone without eyes folds them out. They get blindfolded and they bring out a celebrity. Sometimes it's, please, by all means, have your chocolate in the middle of this radio show. You have your chocolate. I'm gonna take a smoke break.
You're about to start talking, so I don't need to.
Let's take a 60-second break.
Please continue.
No. I'm on break.
So anyway, dear reader, Robert and I are trying to be vegetarian now, or at least we're trying.
Oh my god! Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh. I thought you were upset that I was telling the story.
No.
Pescatarians.
Good lord. Tell this story because it's not really much of a story. It's not really a story at all, actually. But you go ahead. Warn the people. You can be the town crier.
So Robert and I are a pescatarian, and...
Are a pescatarian.
I'm sorry, I only put the chocolate in my mouth because I thought you were about to go tell a story in my mouth.
Why don't you lie down? I'll tell my story. We can come back to your pescatarian thing.
Okay, go ahead. Please.
So the second half, they blindfold the panel. They bring out a celebrity, a Frank Sinatra, a Paul Newman, a Walt Disney, etc. And they ask them questions. And sometimes they have to have the host of the show, who can obviously see all of this, answer for them so they don't recognize their voice or what have you. Mm-hmm. And they try and guess who the celebrity is. And they have... I don't know. I think they have 5 minutes to do it, or they have 15. I don't know. There's no, Walt Disney doesn't go onto the show to win $50. So, but anywho, I was watching it and knowing the format of the show, I was just watching it, and the guest comes on and they sign their name onto a chalkboard. Does now seem like the best time to be stacking dishes, Jessica? Is spinning plates really a radio-friendly activity, you think?
I wanted to lie down like you. I need to get the plate off the couch to do so.
Who let you on the furniture? Is my question. What makes you think you're allowed on the couch? You lie down on the ground. That's where you sleep. So...
Robert...
So...
It's funny because for people that don't know...
That you sleep on the ground. We've talked about it on the podcast before.
I know, but no one listens to the podcast.
Yeah,
for people
exactly.
that don't
know
that I'm
now.
A disgusting pig...
Yep.
People just think that you're a controlling psychopath.
Yeah, no, if they saw our apartment, first of all, they would probably declare a fatwa on you and storm our building, they would call, what is it, TLC? Who are the people who do Hoarders?
Probably TLC.
It's not AMC. I think it's TLC.
It's definitely not AMC.
The Learning Channel, somehow. So, let's learn about poverty. First-hand poverty. So anyway,
You say some really weird shit.
yeah. So, even the person who is not a celebrity, they come and they sign their name, and it's on a blackboard, and it's just when it's a celebrity, the panel can't see them sign their name. So anyway, and someone came out and they signed Colonel, whatever his name is. He might not have signed his first name, but he signed Colonel Sanders. He might have signed, Colonel Samuel Sanders, whatever his name is. Obviously, of KFC fame. One of the more recognizable faces. A very, very popular household name. And because of the logo of KFC is his face, it's one of the more recognizable faces. Probably like a top 10 recognizable face in the United States. So he comes out, he signs his name, he shakes hands with the host, and then he goes to sit at the little table with the host where they do the questioning, and then it shows the panel, and they're just staring right at him. And it took me a minute. I was a bit taken aback. I went, I'm confused how this works. It struck me that they had no idea who he was, because this was Jessica. Can you not do your parlor tricks? Now is not a good time to start practicing sleight of hand and prestidigitation, Jessica. Okay? We're recording a live radio show. Even if you get good at whatever it is you're doing, theater of the mind, dear reader. What was that? You'll never know. I'm on fire. That's rain putting out your match. So anyway.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
There's no matches involved, but...
Anyway. Yeah, it was just interesting to see Colonel Sanders again. Jessica.
What?
Very famous man, household name. One of the most famous men of the 20th century just walk right onto this stupid panel show. And then they had to guess, well, what, do you work with people? No, man, he's Colonel fucking Sanders. He works with chickens, and he Kentucky fries them. That's what he does. How do you not know this man? It's crazy. It's bananas. Jessica, hello.
I don't have a comment.
It'd be like them
on
not
this.
knowing JFK.
I
Jessica,
recognize him either.
Jessica, what? Wait a minute, now in 2020?
I don't
Or you mean
know.
back in 1958?
Both. I don't know.
Oh, Jess.
He's a weird dude with a mustache. I don't know.
He doesn't have a mustache.
okay,
He
well,
has a beard. He has a goatee.
Again, I don't know what he looks like.
Does he?
But I don't know.
No, maybe that's just his bow tie.
He might have a beard and a
He
mustache.
I
think he has both, but... Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know what you want. These people are dumb. What do you want me to say?
No, man, it's that he wasn't famous at the time.
Then why was he on the show? He was just a normal dude?
He has a mustache and I don't know if I'd call it a goatee because it doesn't connect.
That's what I'm saying. He has a mustache and a beard.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
A tiny
No,
little
I would
beard.
not recognize that man. That's not what the logo looks like at all.
That's precisely what the logo looks like. It's Jessica, it's exactly what the logo looks like because it's him.
No shit.
Oh my God.
I thought he had a much more like villainous pointy face.
Why? Because the
don't
beard
know,
in the
Robert.
logo?
Sweetie, I don't know. But in my head, he is really skinny. And in this, he's pretty chubby.
You think a man who founded a fried chicken eatery in Kentucky was skinny?
I do. Yeah. Some people in Kentucky...
No.
Are
None of them.
skinny.
None of them.
Okay.
Not one. Not a one. So...
So was he just on as like a normie?
Yeah, they said, oh, he
Got
owns
it.
these. He's a franchisor of these restaurants.
Okay,
or
so he just
founded
wasn't-
this. Yeah, he founded Kentucky Fried Chicken, which is a restaurant that you can find all over the South of the United
that's
States.
so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah, this man blew up and act like he didn't know nobody. This was Colonel
Okay.
Sanders. This is like trying to think. I think it was 1960. It might have been the late 50s, but yeah, this was. This was Ariana Grande in that stupid show on Nickelodeon, and then 2 years later, she's the biggest star on the planet. You go, oh.
And
she wasn't even the
looks-
star of that show.
she
She was the
looks-
fourth most important, from what I understand. I've actually never seen it, but
She
what I've
looks
been
completely
told.
different.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, she
must have gotten some sort of surgery.
probably got surgery and definitely, yeah. She got some chin filing something surgery, and also,
Dyed her skin.
yeah, paints herself brown. So that, makes someone look different.
She was like the fourth most. I did see the show a couple times, and she was not.
She wasn't the main character. It wasn't her show.
No, it was called Victorious, I think. Right, that was what she was on, and
I have no idea.
the main character was Victoria.
Sure. I mean, that adds up.
And it was not.
It wasn't
Ariana
Ariana Grande,
Grande.
right? So, yeah, pretty bananas. But anyway, yeah, it's just this dude showing up, and then, 5 years later, he's one of the most famous people on the planet. You could probably have him back on the celebrity portion of the show.
Fucking awesome. I thought that you meant that, like, he literally just showed up as a famous person and the panelists were just dumb. And I was like, why is this a story? Like, I don't get it.
No.
Got it. That's cool.
I was confused. I thought, why are they just looking at his face? This is not how the show... How are they... Oh, it's Colonel Sanders, the end. That's how you guess it.
Yeah.
How? But then I realized they're looking at Colonel Sanders.
That's awesome.
And they have no idea who this dude is. And then they guessed I think they correctly guessed his profession and still didn't know. You're a restaurateur? He went, yes. And then he explained, or whoever explained, yeah, this guy owns, 400 locations, etc., etc., etc. And so that was just interesting. There was also one that I think I showed you where it was a dude who was... I think it was this show. It might have been a different one, but I think it was What's My Line, where they brought in a dude who was, conservatively 119 years old. But he was a very old man, and they guessed at what I think they said he'd seen some event or something. It turns out he had witnessed Abraham Lincoln's assassination.
That's pretty fucking
Which is just, there's a dude on network television who they interviewed who had seen Lincoln get shot.
That's pretty fucking bonkers. Lincoln seems way older than that.
Crazy to me. Yeah, it's very difficult to kind of wrap my mind around that.
America is not that old.
Around the gap between those two events being bridged by a single lifetime. A dude was old enough to remember seeing it.
Yeah.
And then went on TV to talk about it. It's just, it seems like two very distinct worlds and layers of existence,
Yeah.
But sure enough, here we are. It's a lot of stuff like that. I think you can... William Henry Harrison, one of the early, like the 9th president of the United States, Zachary Taylor, maybe, had, I think has a living grandchild or something. Because he was...
Bonkers.
Yeah, he was president in, say, 1840, and then 1880 or something, he was like 75. He had a child, and then that child, at a very, very advanced age, had a child in... I don't know, 1940 something, and then that person's obviously still alive. So, yeah, it's just pretty crazy that this person who ostensibly knew Thomas Jefferson,
that's fucking crazy.
And maybe Benjamin Franklin, I don't know, James Madison. Franklin might have been dead before, but if you were president in 1840, you probably knew Jefferson in 1820. I think Jefferson died in 24, but you probably knew him. And then you have a living grandchild. It's just...
I forget what it was, but I saw something that was showing Einstein. Mm-hmm. And, like, every single time I think of Einstein and, like, wow, I'm totally blanking on his name. Ha ha ha.
Tesla.
Edison. Jesus Christ.
Sure.
So I'm thinking of, like, Thomas Edison.
What? Well... Edison was a little older, actually.
But, like, with Thomas Edison, I'm like, electricity did not exist yet, and, he literally invented a fucking light bulb. Like, he invented electricity, which to me seems like the early days of the United States. But then I saw Einstein.
Albert Einstein. What the fuck? You can't even say his name.
I know.
Good lord.
Oh, my God. Einstein. Fucking hell. Yeah. I saw Einstein, like, at a modern-looking college, like, teaching kids.
Yeah, he taught at Princeton into...
I know, but it's like...
Maybe into the 50s, honestly.
But that's, like, he was alive in the 50s? Like, he was alive, like, at the same time Hitler was alive or something, and they were born in the same... Something, whatever. What?
Einstein worked on the Manhattan Project.
It's just crazy to me, because, like...
Einstein was born in, I want to say 1880... Maybe
I know,
1880,
but Rob,
maybe 81, something like that.
Instead of yelling at me for finding this crazy, maybe, you're literally talking about the exact same thing, and I'm not calling you crazy.
No, that's true, but I'm
saying, like, the invention of electricity, to me, seems really, really far away.
Yeah. And
the fact that Einstein, who was around when Hitler was alive, which wasn't that long ago, like, there are people that have grandparents that were in the Holocaust or whatever... It's the same exact thing as what you're saying.
Einstein didn't invent electricity. Edison and Einstein are two different people.
I know.
Edison didn't even invent electricity. He just built a light bulb. He had a lot to do with... But you said
they were contemporaries.
They were contemporaries in that they were alive at the same time.
Okay.
Edison was probably 60 years older than Einstein.
Even taking out, like, the fact that Einstein and Hitler I think they shared a birthday or something, right?
I'm gonna say no, they most definitely did not.
Okay,
I think Einstein was probably about 5 years older than Hitler.
but still, again,
Yeah,
like,
he
Einstein to me...
died in 55.
Einstein was always so old. Like, he
That might
had
just be
nothing to-
because all the pictures you've seen of him, he's old.
Maybe, but it just... When I found out that Hitler and Einstein were not that far off in age, it blew my mind.
Yeah, Einstein's probably 3 years older than Hitler.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. I thought that Einstein was, like, from the distant past. Like, again, I thought that Einstein and Edison were...
Yeah, 35 years older than him. All right.
I thought that Einstein and Edison were, you know, around at the same time, and they were buddies.
They weren't buddies, but they were probably... I mean, Einstein started his Annus Mirabilis, which is Latin for miracle year, wherein he... What was it? It was something like the... I want to say the photoelectric effect, the model of the atom, something else, maybe something to do with black holes, and special relativity were all in 1 year.
Yeah, like
1905. So by then,
it seems like so
Edison
long
was
ago.
probably in his 50s, maybe 40s. And so, yeah, 50s or something like that. So, yeah, I mean, by the time Edison, Einstein equals MC squared, that was probably the fourth one. By the time Einstein became a big, famous scientist, Edison was doing something similar. He was a famous entrepreneur. And
That's fucking crazy. Like, I don't know, and I, like, to me, I think of, like, the E equals MC squared was way, way, way earlier than Nazi Germany. Like,
I mean, it was 35 years before it, or some odd. Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, probably 30 years before the rise of...
I know, but that doesn't
30s,
seem that far
1905
off.
to 1930 something, yeah.
It's not that far off. I don't know.
I mean, I guess, but that's like the gap...
In the scope of our history, that's nothing.
No, that's true, but that's like the gap between... that's not even the gap between the Columbine shooting and today. Columbine shooting was 22 some odd years ago.
Really?
Yeah. So, another maybe 10 years.
But I remember Columbine.
No, you don't. You know of Columbine, you don't remember it. You were, I think, 3 when Columbine happened. You don't remember it.
That's weird.
Yeah. You don't remember 9/11, which is 3 years after Columbine.
Wasn't there another one?
There have been a lot of it. You might remember Newtown.
Maybe. Because Columbine was
You should
huge,
remember,
right? Like,
you
Columbine
should
was a
remember
big fucking
Newtown
deal.
because you were
I was close
17
to
or
it.
18. Well, yes, but also it was a very big national story and you were in your late teens. You should remember Newtown.
Yeah, but I thought there was a different one in between the two. Like,
There have been
young.
plenty of school shootings.
Like, big, big, big ones. Like, Columbine, again, was huge.
Virginia Tech, maybe?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
that was 05.
Okay.
You were 11, 10 or 11.
That's what I'm thinking of when I thought of Columbine.
Yeah,
I was
no.
thinking Virginia Tech.
Columbine was 2 kids who shot up... Virginia Tech was a college, as
Yeah.
you might have guessed. Columbine was a high school where 2 kids, Dylan something and something. A roof? No, that's not it. Anyway, they went and shot up their high school and they killed 30 people. And they also they planted a lot of people blamed video games and metal music and blah, blah, blah. And it was really the first school shooting, mass shooting in American history. It had changed a lot of things. And it's interesting that they...
I wonder why. Like, what made it... Because I think that it's not video games and metal.
I mean, no. It's 2 crazy kids that wanted attention and found a way to get it.
It's not like that wasn't... like, they would have still... Why now? Like, why did it start when it did? It's interesting to me.
It's always got... You could always... Regardless of when it starts, you can always say that. If it had been 20 years earlier, you would have said, why now? Why wasn't it in 1955?
I know. I just want to know. I want to know why.
Yeah, but it's...
Like, there's probably a reason for it.
I don't think there is. I think just no one did it until someone did it. It's the same reason why you're saying why is not... Well, the atomic bomb doesn't really track because it was built specifically...
Technology.
It was technology and it was built specifically to end that war. But, yeah, it's I mean, it's like anything. It's like 9/11. Like, why'd they wait until now to do it? It's because, I don't know, some dude got the idea to do it.
Has been around for forever.
Yeah, but... Why did they have to... Why was it exactly until 2001? Guns have been around for a long, long time. Why is it until 2001 someone got the idea to smash a plane into the World Trade Center? It's just, I don't know, some guy with an innovative idea to do some fucked up weird shit.
No, but people were bombing other things before that.
No one was flying planes into things, Jessica.
I know. I don't
No
think
one
that flying
flew-
a plane into the thing was the big deal. I think it was just the amount of people that were killed.
No. No. It was hijacking the airline and knocking down a building. Specifically the World Trade Center, and flying a plane into the Pentagon. The death toll could have been 11 people. It wouldn't have mattered.
I don't know. I thought that it was solely the death toll that made it a big deal.
No. I mean, 3,000 people is a lot, but it's not, in the scope of 300 million people in the United States. 10 million people
I know,
in
but it's
New York
still
City.
a lot for one attack, and it's also, like, an attack on New York City, I think.
Yeah, but if it had been a mass shooting in New York City and they'd killed 3,000 people in Times Square, I don't think it would have had anywhere near the impact.
Yeah, maybe it was, like, symbolic.
So,
Anyway.
They also planted bombs in their school. I guess the cafeteria was on the second floor.
Really
I've read about it, and I don't really understand the layout of this school. It seemed very peculiar, but it seemed like the cafeteria was on the second floor, and they put bombs on the beams that were holding up the cafeteria, the pillars or whatever, and were going to detonate it, and had that worked, and had it killed something like 1,000 kids,
oh my
or
God.
even let's say 800 kids were in the cafeteria. If it had killed like 200 of them, let's say, because they're bombs, because the bombs just didn't go off. They were poorly. 16-year-old kid built a bomb at home, didn't work. Big surprise. God. But had it gone off, it could have killed hundreds of kids.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's, to me, it seems like a question as to if that had been successful. Seems like an interesting question to ask. How would that have changed the narrative around the Columbine? Because I think that would have really dramatically shifted it away from this being an act of this, mentally psychotic children to these kids were domestic terrorists, and it would have taken, I think, a lot of the focus away from the guns themselves, because Columbine really kicked off the modern current conversation we're having still about automatic weapons and firearms and sale of firearms and regulation thereof and blah blah blah. Had the 90% of the people killed in Columbine been killed from some homemade bomb,
oh, for sure, guns would not be a thing.
I don't. Well, how do you elaborate?
Like they wouldn't have brought any attention to the fact that they were shooting kids.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would have cared. It wouldn't have been labeled as a school shooting.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Guns wouldn't even have been mentioned.
Yeah.
It would have just been like, oh, the school was bombed.
Yeah. I wonder if the trend of school shootings would have even taken off the way it did.
It's fucking crazy that it started a fucking trend, but yeah, I don't know. But then kids would have just brought bombs to school instead. Maybe,
but I don't know. That seems so strange to say, but it seems so impersonal almost.
I actually definitely am less afraid of
to plant a bomb and then walk away, and then 2 hours later it blows up.
Well, you watch probably.
Yeah, but I don't. There's just something about, to me.
I agree. I think it's like the satisfaction of shooting an individual.
Yeah, and
like I'm taking your life,
holding the weapon,
now.
And I think the feeling, and also,
to be honest, I don't know why you would ever want to kill another person.
No, I agree, but
a lot of them, a lot of them too. It's like some people, I think, right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but some people have gone in with like a person in mind that they want to kill. Like, I want to get back at my bully.
Yeah, some of them, sure.
But most of them, it's very, very much like, I hate all of you. I'm going to shoot whoever I can with no distinction.
Kids in Columbine, there was one kid or a couple kids who were nice to them.
Yeah.
And they found them, in the library under a desk or something, and they said, "Who is it?" And they said, "It's me." And they went, "Yeah, get out of here." Aww. So they didn't kill him. So, they were real sweethearts. So
that's nice. But
yeah, I mean, it kind of, to your point, makes bombs impersonal.
Well, I'm saying I'm kind of making the opposite point of that, where I'm saying, like, some people do say, I want to keep the people who are nice to me alive, but then other people literally will just shoot anyone. Like, they'll just open fire on a big group of people.
Yeah.
And that, to me, doesn't make sense, because that feels very impersonal, where it's like, yes, you're still the one directly killing them, but, like, what satisfaction is it bringing you to kill random people that you've never spoken to? Like, why is this helping
the Grand Theft Auto games seem to be pretty popular.
But killing random people in a video game, I understand how that's fun, and it's more of like a power move, I guess, where it's just like, I'm so in control and I'm so powerful that I can just take any life whenever I want to, but I don't think that's why kids shoot up a school.
No, but I think
Maybe, I don't know.
I think that same feeling of power is the sort of thing that, not necessarily because of the video games, but I think that's something that they are chasing.
Maybe.
And something that they want to achieve through, you know.
Yeah. But I agree, the bombs are very impersonal. Also, like, I feel like with the shooting, there's, like, a little bit in me that is, like, if I was ever in a situation where there was a shoot-up, I could potentially hide or play dead or run or, you know, whatever. But with a bomb, it's like you don't even know what's happening, and then all of a sudden a ton of people are dead. Like, there's not even the remote...
Yeah. Do you think...
hope.
Do you think... What's the worst place, or maybe best place, you think would be to drop acid?
What a weird shift in conversation.
Think at a wedding?
No, what? No.
Let me hear
The best place is, like, with one other person in a forest.
That's not... Well, forest is a place, but with another person. I would think the aquarium...
Oh, you said alone?
No, not necessarily, but I would think the aquarium would be fun.
Here's the thing. I've never done acid.
Yeah.
So,
Pussy.
You've never done acid either.
Pussy patrol.
I feel like...
You have chocolate on your face. On your left cheek. Mid-cheek, chocolate on your face. It's way too high for your tongue to get it.
Okay, well.
It's level with your nose.
Ugh.
Thank you. Anyway, go on.
I've never done acid, so to me, I would be...
You don't do acid, Jess? You drop it? Yeah. So. Yeah.
So, my point is, my God, let me get through a...
Your point is
sentence.
ill-informed, Claire.
Okay, if I was going to do acid...
You know.
I'm not learning from you. I don't know if it's like... from what people say, like, you can go completely fucking bonkers. So I feel like if I was in an aquarium, I'd worry about, like, an authority figure, like, finding me and being like, hey, what is wrong with you? Like, I'd want to be somewhere where there's no...
It's interesting. Go ahead.
I'd want to be somewhere where there's no, like, chance of being watched, because I feel like I'd get... Like, if I was in a movie theater, I'd be like, oh my... Like, you have to interact with a bunch of movie theater employees in order to get into a movie, so I... You know... Or at the zoo, there are, like, zookeepers watching you and stuff, but,
I think it's interesting that in your drug fantasy, you are already paranoid.
Yeah.
You're already pre-freaking out.
Well, no, even if I'm, like, really happy or whatever, I would immediately... Like, I feel very uneasy whenever there's a form of authority anywhere near me. Like, get the fuck
Just
away
in
from me.
general.
I just fucking hate them.
Jessica has a problem with authority.
I do. I don't like them. I don't like
allergy,
being
some might call
told
it.
what to do and,
Yeah.
you know, how to do it.
No,
So, that's why I would want to be in a forest or something, or, like, an empty... It would have to be an empty
I'd like to
place.
be in a ravine or a quarry.
Well, no, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
But...
I mean, forests particularly.
Or, like, a
if you're
field, whatever. People do it in fields all the time.
I'd like to go to a giant tire fire, some sort of landfill
Like,
scenario.
My friend always
That
describes
environment. Yep.
her trips as, like, we need to be in a field. Like, just a nighttime field.
Oh, nighttime. Wonderful.
I know, which I'm always
I'd like to
like,
skip next to the highway, the shoulder of an interstate.
Yeah.
You know, just
so-
be one with nature. The merging of nature and man, machine,
I would
and
agree
the
with you
mother
about
that provides for us all.
I would agree with you about
the
an-
shoulder of the
Damn it.
highway. What a place. What a world.
I
Go ahead.
would agree with you
Yes, talk.
about the aquarium.
Yep.
If you took out the people that were there.
I can't do that.
Well,
I don't have the authority to do
so
that.
you're not saying in my fantasy. Like, you're saying in real life.
When I say your drug fantasy, I don't mean that you get to terraform.
All right.
You don't get to go to Mars to then drop acid. That'd be
Okay.
cool. You don't get to walk on the surface of the sun. That's what the acid is for. If you could do those things, you wouldn't need the drugs.
Then yeah, just
I'm saying
field. Again,
you need
acid
a-
doesn't really appeal to me at all. Like, I don't want to be out of my fucking mind.
Right. What I was saying was that you need some sort of actionable plan, some sort of viable agenda. You can't just say, oh yeah, I'd like to go to the zoo and have nobody else there. But, okay, so you don't want to do acid at all.
No.
Or you'd want to do it and be alone.
I'm
sitting
kind of
in
like
the
a
grass
control
field.
freak. So
Yes.
to me, like, taking any substance that, like, removes the control that I have over my body and my mind kind of freaks me out.
Jessica, you do cocaine for breakfast.
You're spreading lies. Also, cocaine doesn't make you... From what... Again, I've never done cocaine either, but...
Okay, I'm spreading lies.
From what I've heard, cocaine, you don't, like, lose your mind.
Oh, you can lose your goddamn mind on cocaine. You can get pretty fucking high.
But it's just, like, it's just...
Pretty shredded.
Yeah, I don't know anything about coke. So.
Jack to the tits. The tits! Jessica, come on. Jessica.
What?
Jessica.
What?
Jessica. Alright, you want to do a... Excuse me.
I can't believe I called him Einstein.
Yeah, that was terrible. Oh. I mean, all that was weird, but you want to do...
Stop. Why do your point... Like, can you please just, like, make my points feel valid instead of knocking me down? You make me feel like a trash panda.
Get off of me.
No.
Do you want to do a radio play?
What? Hello?
Open up.
Who's this?
It's me.
Me who?
Yep. Sorry, go ahead.
Who is it?
It's me, the tax collector.
Go away.
I'm here to collect your taxes.
I don't have taxes.
You have 4 years of back taxes that you haven't paid. I'm here to take your things, garnish your wages, and repossess most of you. Hello?
This is a sad play. I don't like it.
Let me in or I'm taking the door first.
Alright, take the door.
Ma'am, miss, ma'am. Is the man of the house around somewhere? Ma'am, may I speak to him?
I'm single. I'm a home-owning woman. Oh my god.
I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm a woman who owns property.
Miss, are you drunk?
It's not my father's.
Would you like me to call your father?
It's not my husband. My father's dead.
I'll call the operator. Dial 64 Louisiana. Ma'am, miss, are you still there? I'm worried. A woman of ill repute, drunk and promiscuous, alone in someone's home, clearly not your own. Ma'am, are you breaking and entering? Miss?
Why? How do you know I'm promiscuous?
You're unmarried. You're unwed at your age. You sound extremely old. 49. She sounds 49. Yeah, that was a bad idea. So, and scene. That was a bad idea. Yeah, it was adorable. That was cute as a button.
I think you're cute.
I also think I'm cute.
Okay.
I didn't say I'm not cute.
Rob!
I said that was no good. But that's okay. What do you... Oh, look at you. Oh, your big dairy cow eyes. Oh, you're sweet as a boy. So...
I don't like that you call me a dairy cow because my eyes go in different directions.
Not just because they go in different directions. They're very large and brown and protrude from your head.
And protruding?
Have you ever seen a cow?
Yeah, I do not have eyes that look like they're about to leap out of my head.
Would you say that cows do?
Yes.
Well, then you have dairy cow eyes is all I'm saying. You have... I think you're beautiful.
Oh my god.
And I love you, but you have the eyes of... like a Vermont dairy cow.
I've seen a Vermont dairy cow, and they're kind of cute.
Yeah, they're adorable. You love them. You love to pet them.
That's not what a woman should look like.
Cows are female.
That's not what a woman human should look like.
We're not talking about humans. We're talking about women. You're like a Jersey cow. You look like a Jersey cow.
Okay, thanks for not showing me the picture that you were looking at to see what a Jersey cow looks
like.
Oh,
yeah. Sorry.
Fart.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. That was good. That sounded like it was gonna be really good. Go ahead.
So Rob and I are pescatarians now.
Oh, yep.
Because I apparently resemble a cow, so I have stopped eating cows because they're my people.
Look how beautiful this animal is.
Oh, but its eyes aren't protruding out of its head.
I did not say that. You said that. I said you have. Well, maybe we both said it. Well, maybe. No, you. Well, yeah.
I would
you
not
said
have
you said they were gonna leap out of their head. No,
yes,
I mean, but look, they kind
protruding.
of do.
Rob,
do that.
That's not what I look
like. But it is what you look like. But that's a beautiful animal. If you Google Jersey cow,
fuck you,
and you look at the close up. I'm not saying you look like a cow in your body. What just fell off of you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you shedding? Are you molting? Weird. What the fuck is that? No. So if you look up a Jersey cow and go to Google Images, the second picture is a light brown cow with a tag on its ear that says 214. That's a beautiful animal.
Yes,
you look like
it's
that
a beautiful cow.
You have that cow's eyes.
Oh my god.
It's a compliment.
If anyone listens to this, I don't...
You do.
Look like that. My eyes apparently do go in different directions when I get excited, and sometimes when I look at myself in the mirror, I don't like it. I've never gotten that complaint before, and I was made fun of a lot in high school, but I've never heard that one, so
Look how long this cow is.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
It's a long cow. They're limousine cows.
People made fun of everything, but never my eyes, so...
Oh, your eyes are beautiful. I'm not making fun of them.
Whatever.
Anyway, we're pescatarians.
So we're pescatarians, and Rob we bought fake beef.
Beyond Beef. We thought, let's try this, because...
Don't say the brand.
It's the only brand of...
Okay, well,
fake store-bought
I'm
whatever plant-based beef.
I'm not gonna lie about it.
It was shit. It was shit. I'm a good cook. I make meatloaf. I make meatballs with beef. I can make these things, as Jessica can attest. Oh. This stuff, I opened it. It smelled like cat food. Cat food. I think I tripled the amount of spices going into this recipe to overwhelm. It just didn't nothing mattered. And
I came down and I looked at it and I was like, okay, it's a meatloaf looking thing with clearly onions mixed into it that weren't like, they didn't really mix into it. It was just onions kind of like plopped on.
That's how you make meatloaf.
Okay.
They're in the meatloaf.
And then I know, but I've seen it before where they're like, smaller, and the meat like hugs them, like the meat absorbs the onion and then it's more of like a one thing, but it didn't do that. It
should have.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm saying that's not the result.
No. I mean,
expected.
I took a bite out of it, and I was not observing whatever you're talking about.
Anyway, and then also I said, "Oh, you put cheese in it." And he goes, "No, I didn't." I'm like, "Well, then what the fuck is this orange stuff?" And he's like, "Yeah, oozing out of the meat. I do not know."
Yeah.
So
Beyond Beef.
Yeah.
Beyond believable. And terrible.
I'm burping up it now, and since having the beef, I've also had a parfait and some ice cream.
Parfaits are
spaced
delicious.
like an hour apart, and I'm still burping up beef. So that we're having a hard time. This has been.
You need something that's overwhelming. Go drink out of the toilet.
Yeah, this is my first meat substitute meal, and
get this diet dick in your life, girl. Anyway, sorry.
Is your dick diet because it's so small?
I don't know.
It's like a half portion of dick?
I don't know what it means, honestly. Okay. I've just heard it. The kids... I heard it on some social media, and now I'm bringing it to the pod.
Well, you do have diet dick, Rob. So...
Now I'm sad. I made myself sad.
That's okay, boy.
Oh, it's a depressing episode. See you later, pod racers.
You're ending it now?
See you later, pod racers.
Bye.